today to actually do a stream of Chainsaw Man. I realized I actually put my headphones on. That came out my own speakers. I was like, what the hell was that? Oh yeah. That would have been helpful. Right, I was about to do something else just now as well. Oh yeah, as they start press recording. Right, so yes, we actually are today covering chapter 83 of Chainsaw Man, and as episode or chapter 82 was, oh boy, quite a chapter. I must admit. I mean, Chainsaw Man's been nothing but quite a chapter this week, but God, it's never ending now at this point. It's never ending, the pain and the torment that does him through before us when we read Chainsaw Man. Where it all go? I have zero idea, but I'm guessing now we're kind of heading into like the oh shit, this ain't good, bro kind of territory. It's like bad vibes all around. It's very Dorime. It's actually a very Dorime time as well. So yeah, I mean, what's gonna happen this week? Who knows? But man's scared. Man's scared. But anyway, to put on Twitter actually gone live. Alright, yep. We are good to go, yes. So, let's begin 83, Death Resurrection Chainsaw. I'm not ready for the Armano vibes, that's a damn sure. I'm not ready for any vibes, to be honest. Makima's just like... She is literally the bra moment of, like, characters. Like, if there happens to... Oh. 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 Konbanwa, Genki desu ka? Oh. 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 Yeah, you did actually call it. Ages ago, actually, at this point. That's fucking terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. That's fucking terrifying. I don't like this. I don't fucking like this. So Seraphim, Beam, Gali, Dominion, Virtue, Power, Princey, Angel. God. Fuck. Why? 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 I like how we've got a goddamn Jeff Goldblum's The Fly over here as well. didn't give me enough nightmares as a kid, but now even more so. God, that's fucking terrifying. They're all your followers. They and I had differences in faith, but they put their lives on the line and fought to protect you. They all have been waiting for this day to resurrect. Oh! And there's our boy the entire time. He was just waiting for that 1 second. He's been standing there. He's... Kishi bitch is being like, what's up? I've been here the whole entire time. It's like, surprise bitch. I bet you thought you saw the last of me. Direct hit. Breach. Makima in sight. Open fire from Saito squad. Suzuki squad stand by to alternate in 12 seconds. Anti-Makima squad get ready. They actually even got an anti-Makima squad as well. It's kind of cute. I thought they can't. They're just like, oh. Forgive me. Get ready. Hell Devil, kill Makima and cast her into hell. Holy fuck! Save me, Chainsaw Man. Oh! It's up to you, Hell Devil. Oh! Oh! It's like, right, it reminds a little bit of Fire Punch, the scene from Volume 2 with Togata. A little bit. Mine's a little bit of that. And also, that's the things he's got around his throat, the things that are on Volume 8, isn't it? Is it 8 now at this point? Is it 7? No, it's 7, when he has his hands, what's the word? What's the fucking word? Has his hands kind of tied up. It's tied up by the guts, and that's the guts. And there you go. It's been foreshadowed his entire time as well. It was shown already, but fucking hell, what? What? Absolutely F. The man's transcended the F in the chat, boys. Fuck. I love how Keisha was like, yeah, we got it, boys. Oh fuck. In a space of like 5 seconds. In a space of 5 seconds, no less. It's pretty much the most we've ever seen a character survive a panel in Chainsaw Man, to be honest. He literally is. Like, this is actually probably the most we've ever seen a character or something survive in Chainsaw Man has actually been entered into the manga. And everyone has a life expectancy of like 10 panels in Chainsaw Man. So at least Hell Devil survived like a little bit more. I mean, not much. I mean, dude had the name Hell Devil. Like, you're like, he's gonna be cool. He's gonna be doing shit. Nah, he just dies. I guess Denji's kind of like, yeah, boy. Now at this point, kind of the reverse. It's like, can have a 1 panel. Technically 2 or 3. It was. Wait, let's count. Let's do a count. Let's do a tally. We need to know who's in the lead in this whole entire manga. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 panels he survived. It's 5 panels. Is that a record at this point? I don't know. It might just be a record for how long you surviving Chainsaw Man. The actual manga actually has a life expectancy of like 1 panel. But okay. Fuck, man. I guess 4. It's still more than 1. It's still more than most. It's still more than most. Fuck, man. Alright, this is so it is kind of like it is, so yeah, technically the whole entire like the motif of like the biblical imagery itself is kind of like it's kind of getting there, I guess. The whole like biblical imagery as well, it's kind of meaning something now, because it does very full as if it's like the resurrection and everything like that, but it's more so like not the good kind, I guess. Essentially, and actually, I guess she did. She kind of did, but once again, it's interesting how it's done, because theoretically speaking, in other shonen manga, like the level up that a protagonist actually gets, like in essence, when Ichigo gets his hollow form in Bleach, it's like, oh shit, he's got his hollow form. It's like it's more of a situational kind of problem. Like it's more like the actual situation they're currently in calls for that thing to actually kind of transpire. But here it's kind of like it doesn't feel like that at all. Probably, yeah. But yeah, it's more it's less like he has like his own sense of like, what's the word? He's not in control, if you get what I mean. It's not like as if he's doing it to save everyone else. It's not as if he's doing it to actually better the world or anything like that. It's more so he's helping the antagonist. Actually, it's kind of like, it's a very interesting kind of like subversion of like the power up you kind of see in the manga, because at this point it's kind of evident that 9 out of 10 times the protagonist actually kind of goes through like some semblance of like an upgrade, and in this context, actually has. They actually have awoken the thing inside him, which should become this like I guess higher being, but it's not in the kind of normal context of like what you see in other mangas. It's more so that he's kind of like he has to do it because he's actually under the control of Makima, which is actually kind of interesting, because even still, like even though he's actually kind of like he's still kind of under control, so it's still evident that he's not him, if you get what I mean. He's not there anymore. It's not Denji we're following. We're essentially following an empty shell, which is actually kind of like it's interesting, because it's not we're not necessarily following a manga anymore. We're just basically following someone just go deeper and deeper into the sense of like self-destruction, and he himself has literally no power to actually kind of get out of it. The problem is he's kind of fallen himself into the whole entire problem as well. That's the other issue to note. In essence, he's kind of fallen into the problem. More so like if, say, I don't know. Yeah, I think we've lost Denji at this point. Denji's not Denji anymore. Essentially, it's more or less like it's more or less like we're following an empty shell of a person. We're meant to Kisho's a protagonist now. I would love that, but I imagine he'd be dead in the next chapter or two, so that's probably the other issue we've got. Like, he's kind of like he's gonna be dead the next 2 chapters. So I mean, let's hold out. We got to have one ready for our boy Kishu if he actually ends up dead, because I clearly know he probably will, because everyone dies in this manga at this point. Not either. There's so many things left unanswered about Kishu if he actually does in die, because again, he knows a lot more about Makima than we do. So if he dies, we're stuck at square one. We still have zero idea. Even more, less. I guess we know more about Makima now, but we still don't know every infinite detail about her. Clearly, they know more about her. So if he dies, what about Makima at that point? It's kind of like we need him to tell us more about what's going on here. If he dies, we have zero people that can tell us anything at this point. We basically have to wait until she magically says, "By the way, yeah, I'm currently kind of evil." I guess that's the only other kind of like idea that probably can happen. Like if she just kind of says it like she did last chapter. Other than that, the only other person we have is Kishibe. If he dies, I guess we also have the dude that actually left at the end of the first arc as well. So there's also that. We have the other dude as well. He's kind of still, I guess he's still alive. Other than that, we have Octopus Boy as well. He's still kicking. He's still around somewhere. He's still vibing. So I guess we can very kind of count on him as well to come back and tell us something. Yeah, she just kind of the other character again. That the problem is there's too many characters that actually know secrets, and they're actually kind of absent at the moment. That's the problem. There's no one in this manga that actually currently stays that actually stays for more than 5 chapters that actually knows something. Because either they're dead or they leave and never come back, and we're just kind of sitting there going, but what do they know? And it's just kind of stuck at square one, wondering what the hell's going on and who the hell's what the hell's their resurrection as well. And I'm guessing is probably like, yeah, it's unleashing Satan itself practically, which is alarming, because I have zero idea what's gonna happen after that point. Because if she does in theory have the Gun Devil under her control as well, we have that on our hands as well, which is actually a massive issue, because if she has the Gun Devil, plus then if Pochita actually turns out to be Satan incarnate, we have that problem to deal with as well. Then, okay, at that point, who do we follow? That's the problem. We're essentially following a non-manga at this point as well, because there's literally no fix. No one can fix this. Everyone that can fix it is basically dead or kind of just left. So we're just basically stuck here, just kind of like, we're just watching this unfold. We're just watching this kind of happen. We can't do anything about it. It's actually kind of like, it's kind of really refreshing to actually have a manga we actually have zero idea and zero control of what's happening. Just kind of like, yeah, we have 0 people left. Octopus Boy and Yoshida can probably appear, but I don't know. No one. Unless the actual company like kind of swoops in and actually does something, but they'll end up dead. Clearly it's like it's feeling like the end of Evangelion at this point. Like it just feels like it feels very much like when Adam kind of gets unleashed, and then you have the whole entire thing with Ray as well. It feels very much like that at the moment. It's what Chainsaw Man's turned into. It's turned into literally that whole entire scene in the end of Evangelion, or it's gearing towards that point. Even more so because Shinji's kind of like an empty shell of his former self at that point as well. Same thing with Denji. Boom. Evangelion the sequel. Chainsaw Man. We hit the fourth impact we have at this point. I mean the biblical imagery had to mean something in the end. I'm guessing it meant the fourth impact's happening soon, boys. Which is alarming to say the least. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting that, technically speaking, everything actually had in theory kind of led to the fact that it is very much like that she kind of sees herself as kind of like the prophet in a way. Like she kind of does in theory see herself as a prophet, like the person to bring about the new age of the world, which itself is very interesting because I want to know more about why, like how she kind of is like that and why she's like that, because clearly there is a reason. If she fell from heaven, there's kind of probably that's like the ulterior reason to why, because probably she's angry at heaven for being like, bruh, you're kind of dangerous, get out, essentially. And she's kind of like, well, alright, I guess I sort this shit out on Earth and then destroy the entire world and probably heaven itself as well, so who knows that. But yeah, I'm guessing it is the whole entire idea that she is kind of like a prophet in a way. She's kind of like, she's saying that she's going to bring about the new age with her followers and everything like that. But it's more or less like, it's kind of like a cultic kind of idea as well. It's scary. The whole entire panel of like everyone like that, it's terrifying. It doesn't elicit like the idea that she's gonna do something like, she ain't gonna put sunshine and rainbows over the world. She's basically gonna destroy it and then probably destroy the entirety of the rest of the world with it. For what reason? Who knows? That's the problem. We have zero idea what the reason behind everything currently is. But even I'm guessing probably if we actually Google I guess if we Google like half the names, probably actually might lead us somewhere as well. Oh yeah, Seraphim. Seraphim is the highest ranking Christian. Yeah, literally. Seraph is a biblical idea as well. There you go. So, additional places. Seraphim is the highest ranking Christian analogy, and in the fifth rank the fifth rank of 10 in the Jewish angelic hierarchy. A similar passage in the book of Isaiah 6:1-8, used the holy term to describe 6 winged beings to fly around the throne of God, crying, "Holy, holy, holy." Funny enough, who is Seraphim? Boom. There you go. So yeah. That's clearly that is the idea. So I guess we'll go angel hierarchy then. I always follow the word hierarchy. Jesus Christ. Right. Did we hit SMT? We hit SMT. I was like, we're gonna Google angel hierarchy. I bet we actually hit fucking Shimigami Tensei. We did. Thank you, Shimigami Tensei. So, Seraphim's the highest, Cherubim is the second, Thrones is the third, Dominions is the fourth, Virtues is the fifth, Powers is the sixth, Principalities is the seventh, Archangels is the eighth, and Angels is ninth. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, kind of. Oh, I guess, yeah, it makes sense then. It's very wild, crazy, this manga at this point. So yeah, it is an angel hierarchy at this point. So clearly that is the idea that she is. It is leading towards like this idea that she's gonna take on something, and it's probably gonna be like because not even hell can take her down at this point because she has Chainsaw Man on her side. But less that, but no one can take her down. She's basically just kind of indestructible. So the only person I'm guessing that could in theory go toe to toe with her is literally God himself, if that's the case, or heaven itself, because clearly that's the only other place that would otherwise kind of like, she probably would in theory kind of have some semblance of like less power in, if that's the kind of case, because if she did in theory get like casted out of heaven, for what reason we have zero idea, but clearly the whole entire painting their house, that whole entire like the angel falling, that whole entire idea, now we have the hierarchy as well. It's all kind of like, it's telling that you know where he's going with it, which is very kind of cool. I have religious imagery in manga's kind of one of my favorite things, so I was kind of like, yeah, boy, all right, because it's always kind of interesting, especially how it's done here, because it's done in a very kind of subtle way, because it's always been kind of like, it's just planted as time went on. Yeah, that's the other interesting thing, because why would she say his followers and not hers? What? I guess unless he's kind of like, unless he's the ethereal like kind of like being in this whole entire context. So at this point would you say that because I would have thought that probably Markin was Lucifer. It's the only way I could probably see it happen, because she's the only person that actually didn't fully kind of like have some semblance of like power in hell itself. So her kind of being Lucifer makes sense, because if she's cast down from heaven straight to hell, she's the only one actually can in theory kind of go to toe to toe with the primal fears themselves. It makes sense for her to be the Lucifer of the manga. But then her saying these are your followers, these came to protect you, it kind of makes it kind of say that maybe it's not the case, and that actually maybe Denji kind of is like possibly unless Denji's basically the demi-fiend at this point from Shimigai Tensei 3, and he actually did him 3 punch God in the face. Who knows? And actually that's probably, unless Denji actually got cast down from heaven as well. That's the other thing to note. Because again, Markmiss is a mystery. I do get that, but her kind of being the Lucifer idea is it adds some semblance of, if you actually kind of do take into account the hell portion of the manga. But then again, we don't know. But also the other thing to know, we don't necessarily know anything. The thing with Denji as well is the past itself. Do we necessarily kind of believe it at this point? Because again, her saying last week, by the way, you killed your father as well, it is kind of like, what you were told originally was now a lie. If that was now what she's saying is a lie, it makes you then wonder, okay, so is it kind of more to it? Is it kind of this idea that maybe Denji was like a part of like the hierarchy in heaven, that she got casted down? Who knows? That's also another possibility. Less so, I guess, because I don't believe that, to be honest, because I don't think that it could work, but at the same time I don't know if it could in theory 100% work at the exact same time, because it fits, but it's one of those things of like, does it necessarily fit the entirety of what's really going on here? Because again, the only thought behind that is because that we don't necessarily know the truth behind Denji's past at this point. That's the literally only kind of like, that's the only lead you have, is the fact that every single thing we've been told this entire time is one massive kind of fabrication. So then it kind of makes you wonder possibly that maybe might be the case. But that's a kind of like, that's a need to know basis, I guess, until later on if something happens that maybe what she told Denji last week was a lie, and actually now she's kind of like, by the way, so yeah, you came from heaven, by the way. But then, is it believable? That's the problem. Granted, more so than probably a lot of other twists this manga actually had, because of the imagery itself. The imagery has evoked that whole entire idea, because again, as time went on, especially the scene where he's holding the flowers in and Reza doesn't actually come and see him. It's a fisheye lens shot, but it's presented in a very biblical way. again, it kind of hints. It's a hint, if you get what I mean. It's a hint of the possibility. Whether or not it's true, it's the other thing. But again, maybe possibly Pachita actually also is Lucifer as well, is also kind of up for debate, because clearly there is that whole entire idea of actually now who do we associate Lucifer with, because clearly that is the kind of like that's the overarching theme. It's who do you associate most with Lucifer at this point, because clearly that is what he's going for. It's more or less that than anything else. It's more or less like who's the Lucifer of this whole entire manga. Denji, Makima, or Pachita. Yeah, but that's the other thing. We don't necessarily know what she wants. Because again, complete dominion over the world, I guess, makes sense. Because again, she's a control devil, so that does make sense. Like she wanting dominion over the world, it does add that idea. Possibly Denji awakening what's inside him does then allow her to get that dominion. Plus, then having the gun devil as well, she has fear on her side. She has fear, power, and followers on her side. She essentially has the three things you need in order to actually have complete dominion. Because no one would come after someone who actually has the gun devil under her control completely, because she literally does. She has the gun devil under her control. So, in that way, it's kind of like, at this point, would the United States or anyone else like that clearly try to come after her? Because then she also has the awakened gun devil, but chainsaw devil as well. Plus, then she has the hierarchy of angels as well. The other thing to note, there's too many things as well that kind of do for a kind of like create this like kind of rolling effect that it kind of makes you wonder. Okay, so how the hell are they going to stop her, and what does she want in the process? Because clearly there's no overarching idea to. She wants dominion. That's the legit thing. But for what reason? That's the other thing to know, because it might be dominion of the world to actually then take over like what she otherwise lost, which is probably heaven. But why she lose heaven? That's the other thing to know, if that was the case. Or then also hell, because clearly she can in theory go toe to toe with hell as well. So that's also that whole entire idea. But yeah, I mean, well, there you go. That was Chainsaw Man. Fuck, man. This manga's going places, boy. I have to wait and see what happens. I guess it's happening next week, isn't it? It's next week, the next chapter. Have to wait 2 weeks like last time, bro. Hit me with that 7 days, bro. Hit me with that 7 days. Boy, 7 days. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. That's the only thing we can do at this point. Is literally wait and see what actually happens. So yeah, that'll do it for today, I think. So if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on Twitch, then do leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and Doom Free, leave a like, because indeed it's been quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and Doom Free, leave a sub as well, because both do help me quite a lot. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream and Doom Free, follow me on Twitter, or join a Discord as well, because both do help me quite a lot, and both will then tell you when these streams go live and any other streams I do as well. But until next time, some more Chainsaw Man. God help me, because this manga's like killing me inside. Until then, see you guys later. Bye for now.